where is the Hispanic community? The Catholic Hispanics, the evangelical Hispanics. Where are those numbers at like that? And are evangelicals still growing as a proportion?
Evangelical, yeah, the evangelical community, even recent surveys just came out in the past few months on that. There's a book called Latino Land by Maria Arana. There's a PBS special that came out. And the Latino evangelical community is the fastest growing religious demographic in America. It's not just growing, it's blowing up. And as you know, many of the mainstream Protestant denominations, but many of the evangelicals, the Baptist, Assemblies of God, Church of God, Foursquare, and all that, their major growth comes from Latinos. So it is growing. This community is blowing up, and there's no end in sight. Inevitably, there will be a tipping point with migratory trends changing and so forth, and that's going to happen somewhere mid-century, all things being equal. But right now, it is growing. That growth comes with family values. It's still a very conservative community. It is. It's one of the most pro-life communities. Some studies came out, contradicting that right before the election by leftist institutions. Coincidentally enough, maybe the Des Moines Register. I'm sorry, I'm a part-time comedian. I had to bring that. The Des Moines Register, boy, were they off. But that leftist sort of machinery out there is producing data that doesn't line up with the outcome. And the outcome is Latinos. Let me ask you one question. Find me one Latino you have ever met that believes in late-term abortion. In late-term abortion, you'll never find it. So yes, conservative community emerging, blowing up, I believe will be a foundational pillar for the conservative movement in the 21st century. Matter of fact, I am certain of that.
Well, there was a great tweet. Charlie flagged it for me. It was like somebody on X said, "Try calling me Latinx again, huh?" They worded it a little more flowery than that, Pastor. So I won't bring it to you. But I think it's emblematic of what you're talking about.
Andrew, being one of my favorite people on the planet, by the way. And so, no joke, Andrew is.
Back at you, brother.
But the X part, how stupid is that from a branding standpoint? You want to cross out a community. It's just, again, from a branding perspective, who thinks of this? That's the pushback. I do believe that there is an opportunity now for the Republican Party, more importantly, the conservative movement, to affirm this engagement for generations to come. And it's going to deal around the issue of immigration. So there's a way of doing it in a way, and President Trump already did it. He already did. If you heard him carefully, he said this, which, by the way, it boggled the mind. This is what he said in his acceptance speech. Did you all hear it? He said, "We want immigrants to come here." What in the world? How can the left? He said, "We want immigrants to come here, but they have to come here legally, and they have to love America," et cetera, et cetera. There's a way of doing this where it's a win-win. We stop all illegal immigration, cut off the cartels, and do it in a way that respects the image of God in every single human being. But I'm telling you, we're about to see this Latino emergence in the forefront of a conservative Judeo-Christian value-based movement that will be transformative for America for generations to come.
It's remarkable to see. And the Democrat Party took the Latino Hispanic community for granted. And it is continuing that this trend will only continue. And understand, it's less about race and more about class. Hispanics are in the working class. And the Democrat Party is not the party of the working class.
Do you realize that during Trump's first term, I want your audience to do their Google or Chat GPT due diligence, please. Make sure of this, go fact check this. During Trump's first term, Latinos blew up as it pertains to home ownership. The unemployment rate was the lowest ever for Latinos, but home ownership, in a matter of fact, we exceeded for a great season there, even, I hate to say these terms, Caucasian white home ownership. That's college graduation rates blew up. So the Latino community is not just no longer low middle. It is middle, high middle, going upper if you're using these old archaic terms of measuring class. It's an incredible time during the first term. Latinos remember that. We were doing better in every metric without exception during Donald Trump's first term. So now here comes Donald Trump 2.0. So yeah, the economy was critical, but I believe there were some implicit issues, some silent issues like, biological men and women's sports, like the transgender ideology infiltrating elementary schools, like the idea that a 6-year-old who is confused about their gender can actually receive government intervention and take that child away from our homes. Latinos are saying, get your hands off our kids. So I do believe the future is bright with Latino conservatives and so forth, but I do believe we also have an opportunity to help frame the narrative against this notion from the Democrats where, hey, I think this is actually the best season for the Democratic Party. It really is. It's the quintessential wake-up call, if they get it. Joe Scarborough and Al Sharpton aside, if they wake up and go like, we're blowing it with the largest minority group in America, let's repent, mea culpa. What do we do to reach you guys? And to have a frank conversation, it could strengthen that party. If not, that party's going to go into the abyss of the political sphere out there for the next few years.
Okay, Sam Rodriguez, thank you so much. And please plug your stuff for our audience very quick.
SamPastorSam.com, brand new book, Fresh Oil, Holy Fire, new wine. Pick it up on Amazon today. You guys are amazing. Again, congratulations. Let's go change the world.